Yo, what's up, guys? I finally figured out how to stream on YouTube after weeks of trying to figure this out. One YouTube video finally helped me figure it out. So, I just want to go through the markets with you guys, show you what I am looking at, give you an update on my strategy, all that good stuff. So, first off, I want to let you guys know that I am really focused on NAS 100 right now. And I did take a loss right now on NAS 100. If you guys want to see the position I took, I had very high levels of confidence that the market was going to push down, especially looking at yesterday's trend that was formed. We had that nice push down, and I saw these highs just being hit. So we have this high back here in the previous New York session, then we have this high, then we have this high. And when I had entered the market, this high, when I had entered the market, I entered on this candle right here. So ideally, the market, let me erase it so you guys can see what I'm talking about. But ideally, if we zoom in, you guys can see that price really did start to push down. We saw momentum starting to go to the downside, and I said, okay, we're good. We're almost to our TP at this next psychological level for basically 1,000 pips. So I was pretty confident in my trade. I didn't think anything of it. One thing that I do when I trade is I set these alerts. So right here we have this alert tab, and I can go and create an alert. So right where it has these numbers, this is where I'll put my stop loss and where I'll put my take profit. So I usually just put my take profit for Earth. So 12799, and then I'll just put a notation of like NAS 100 TP hit, something like that. We also need to keep in mind the notifications. So this is how I have my notification set up. It just notifies me on the app, sends me an email. That's good enough for me. You guys can have it send a text message, I think, too. So once you do that, you're going to click create. And this is the beautiful thing about trading. We can see our alert is down here, and we can manage our alert right here. But this is the thing, the reason why I set these alerts is because it helps me not sit and stalk the markets all day. Like, if you guys want me to be real with you, none of you should be sitting and watching the markets unless you are scalping the markets. And that means you're on the 1 minute time frame, the 5 minute time frame. But me, I stay on the 15-minute time frame and above. So there's no real reason for me to sit and watch every candle for 15 minutes, knowing the duration of my trade. Like today, the duration of my trade, this was about 2 hours of my time. I'm not going to waste 2 hours of my time sitting and watching the markets when that would be crazy. So I want you guys to understand that it's pointless to go and sit and watch the markets all day long. What you guys should do is just set an alert, and that will give you the ability to be able to go about your day. You can have freedom because when you guys are trading, like, you guys should not be sitting there watching the markets all day. Like, that's not what trading is about. You guys want to have the freedom and the ability to be able to go about your day. So when I enter my trade, when I figure out, okay, this is the trade that I'm going to take for the day, excuse me, guys, I then go to the gym, take my dog for a walk, make breakfast. I'm going to eat breakfast that day, go get lunch, whatever it may be. I'm just going to prioritize my day and stay busy because I know from experience, as me being a trader, and a lot of you can probably relate to this, when you guys trade and you're watching the markets nonstop, you'll probably have the need to maybe close your trade prematurely. And this is something that I used to do. Like, even even when I was looking at this, I looked at the market. I kind of watched for a couple minutes. I was like, oh, we're already at 400 pips. Like, I think I might want to close this. But the thing is, if you get into that habit of closing your trades prematurely, one, that's going to prevent you from making bigger profit. So at the end of each month, let's say that your stop loss and your take profit are around the same size every trade, which they pretty much are for me. But let's say your win rate is like 5 out of 10. So out of 10 of the trades that you take, 5 are wins, 5 are losses. There are going to be some days where your take profit is like 1,500 pips and your stop loss, let's say, is 1,000 pips. But what if 5 of your trades hit your stop loss for 1,000 pips, and then 5 of your trades you close prematurely for only 1,000 pips? You're gonna be at break even for at the end of those 10 trades, whether it's a week duration, a month duration. So that's why it's super important for me, at least, to just let the markets do their thing. I'm not gonna force the markets to do anything, and this has really helped me out recently because a lot of the time I would close my trades prematurely, and instead of me making a $2,000 profit, I'd make like a $500 profit because I was just so concerned about trading for the screenshot. And I know a lot of you probably trade that way where you're just trying to get that screenshot and you just want to put on your Instagram. You want to show your friends and family, like, hey, I made $500, but I could have made more, but I just wanted to close this position so I could show you guys. So that's one thing that I've been doing, is just setting alerts wherever my take profit and stop loss is and going about it. But guys, I did take a loss today. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to front. I was on a big win streak, so I guess that it was needed. But I want to let you guys know that the markets are kind of choppy right now. Like, oh, yesterday was so perfect on NAS 100. We saw this overall. I don't know why I'm yawning so much, guys. But overall, I'm going to drop a video tomorrow, by the way, guys, that will really help you guys out. So stay out for that video, or watch out for that video, because it's going to actually show you exactly what I'm looking at. But overall, Wednesday was really nice. And I know I always say in my videos, oh, don't trade Wednesdays, don't trade Wednesdays. I think a lot of the Wednesdays that I traded were just bad Wednesdays, but some Wednesdays are good. But what really defines like a good setup from a bad setup is looking at the previous days. So the 2 previous days on Monday and Tuesday, they were honestly choppy all over the place. And after that, after 2 days of choppiness, the market really started to get back into that flow state, and that's where we could see on Wednesday, the market just dropped. Now I want you guys to look here and notice that when we're trading, we want to be looking at the Asia session. Then we want to look at the London session. So let me mark this up for you guys so you can see. So this right here, this box, this is our Asia session. I'm using the indicator, the Asia. I'm using the Asia range and kill zones right here. So this is our Asia range right here. Then we need to take into consideration that we have our London. So look at this time right here. Look at the time on the bottom when I go over it right now. So that's 23:45, but that's really 11:45 p.m. So once this candle closed, that is the London session. So all the way from this candle to the beginning of the sessions indicated, the New York session right here, all marked up. This is our London session right here. And you get the sessions indicator, so you can see this gray box right here. All you're going to do is type in session, and it's going to be this one right here. Sessions, Asia, London, New York, colored. Okay? Now we have this London session right here. A lot of the time, I want to get feedback on what's happening during the Asia session and the London. But you guys want to know the biggest hack that makes trading so easy? Is all we're doing is looking for between the Asia session into the market open. So this is where we also have to keep in mind too, this time we have the market open right here on this candle. So from this candle to the open of the New York session at 5 a.m., this is a very valid point in time as well. So there's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles that we're looking at here. So we need to keep in mind that we're looking at the Asia session. Then we're looking at the London session. Then we need to look at the beginning of the New York session all the way till the market open at 6:30 a.m. So what I'm looking for is I want all these sessions to be in confluence with each other, meaning that they're all going in the same direction. Now I want you guys to take note how this day was very predictable. After the 6:15 candle closed bearish, you could have sold right here, rode it to the psych level or this next psych level right here. And it's very, very predictable because if you guys look at this, the market's just going lower and lower and lower. So what I'm looking at a lot of the time, and I'm going to give you guys like the biggest hack, is all I'm looking at is the Asia session. So I like to get the high, and then I like to get the low. So I like to get the high and the low right here. So we have the high, and then we have the low. And what I like to see is I like to see the market break the low, but stay below the low and not test the high. So notice how price it broke the low. It did test right here. It did test like the median point right here, which is fine. But notice how price just kept going lower and lower. Then once again, it did test the medium point in the middle. It didn't go to the high right here. Notice how the candles never broke this high. It only broke the low, but it stayed between this box the whole time. It never broke the high. But look versus here on this day. This is what I classify as a choppy day when price breaks one level like it did here. It broke it like cool, it's pushing up, but then it came back into this level right here, and then it went up and broke it again. So this is hard to identify. Notice the difference. I want you guys to take a screenshot. Just note the difference on this day versus this day. Which day is more predictable and easy to understand? This day right here. So therefore, this is what we need to take into consideration is we need to be looking how the market structure is being formed in the previous sessions. And that's going to give us all the feedback that we need on what's most likely going to happen at the market open. So once this candle closes at 6:15 to 6:30, we already have formulated our bias on what the market's going to do because we have this feedback from the Asia and the London session. So it's super easy to trade like that. So let me show you guys another example. Excuse my nose, guys. I'm super stuffy right now. So this is a nice example as well. And I know you guys are going to say something to me. So I want to show you guys right now. So I want you guys to know that this is a nice day. Overall, we are in an uptrend already. So my bias would be to go long. But I want you guys to note how price breaks the low first. Okay, it breaks the low. We can see the candles close above it, but notice how the candles kind of come back into it and they start to push up. So looking at it right here, you can see that price is already in an uptrend. That's very clear. But price is not breaking lower than this point right here and actually like staying below it. Notice how the candles did kind of break it, but now they're pushing back into it. So what we could have done is waited for this candle right here, the 6:45 to 7 a.m. Once we saw it break above this high right here, then we could have taken a long, especially because this is in the New York session. So we know the momentum is going to continue. If it's already pushing up like it is here, and we're already in an uptrend for the previous day, it's most likely going to keep going up. So a lot of the time I do like to see it break one side, the higher low, and stay within that range and not break the other side. So if it breaks a low, I don't want to see it break the high. And then if it breaks a high, I don't want to see it to break, I don't want it to break the low. But it can stay within the range that it created from the Asia session. So let me show you guys another very clear example. Okay. So right here, this is a very, very nice example. And I'll show you the previous day that's already marked up too. So this is Thursday. Yeah, last Thursday was actually really nice. So we can see, once again, we have the Asia session right here. Notice how price breaks the high going into the London session before it, and it stays above it. So it's very smooth. It's gradually going up higher and higher. So it's easy to identify what's going on. So we can see that happening. And then right here, here is our market open candle, this bullish candle. A lot of the time, I'm looking for my candle to be in confluence with the trend that we're already in. So we're in an uptrend. So I want to kind of enter on a bullish candle. So I'd enter on this candle. If I miss that one, I wouldn't enter on this one. I'd most likely enter on this one, then just aim for the next key level. So very, very simple. This is how I made my trading very simple. It's very accurate this way. Once again, what do we see? We have our Asia session. Notice how price breaks the high right here. On this candle, it starts breaking the high. Then right before the new London session opens up, it really starts breaking. And the market's just forming these higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, and it's just going higher and higher. And then that's when we see right at the market open, we can see the 615 to 630 candle. It's already bullish. We're just going to go with the momentum. Let's buy, aim for this level as a small TP, or we can aim for this next level, but it wouldn't have hit that next level until the next day, sort of, or the next session. So the London session for the next day ended up hitting your TP. But ideally, when I'm trading, like I'm letting my trade hit my take profit or my stop loss. I'm not going to interfere with my trade and get in the way because, like I said at the beginning of this live, we're not going to take money off the table that's there. So I want you guys to kind of go through your charts and identify where you see these clean setups and see if you can see what I see. It's happening all the time in the markets. And this is what I'm using to really like just get really accurate trades is just a simple strategy. So let me know what you guys think. I'll see you guys later and have a great day.